Hey guys, it's me, MivicJack24 here. Today, I'm going to be reacting to the Muldoon Logs episode 16, The Cannibal Sisters. Before I get into this video, there's only 3 things I need to mention. One, please, for whatever you guys do for this reaction, please go to the original video, which is done by Aliota, and I'll have a link to his channel and to the original video in the description of this. And also, I want everyone to go over and, support him by, going to the original video, leaving a like, commenting on the original video, and also resharing the original video with more people because, and also if you guys want to, you guys can also subscribe to Aliota because honestly, he makes some of the best Jurassic Park content I've seen in a while. Although I just seen Gaming Beaver is back after a bit of a hiatus from a bit of a health scare thing but I haven't seen Beaver in such a while. It's not really something that I'll be able to watch too much because I like stockpiling on the Gaming Beaver's videos before I binge watch it. Anyways, for those wondering, I wouldn't say I'm a big paleo nerd, but I'm not too far into the quote-unquote spear as I'd like to be. So I pretty much have a large scale of knowledge of paleontology, although granted not nearly to the extent that I would like it to be, but I know a lot more than the average Joe would. And also, I was originally planning to go to college for paleontology, but I kind of burnt out and realized it's more of a passionate hobby that I have, and one that I actively still keep up to date because it's one of the few hobbies that I actually kind of enjoy seeing and hearing about newer and newer discoveries being made. And also, not to mention, seeing new species being described, seeing new information arriving, having our understandings of these creatures changing. And also, I do consider myself, although not a full-on paleontologist in training, I would say I'm effectively at the stage of being a passionate paleo fan, although I am more trying to get into more of the science of it in my free time rather than trying to enjoy, the all of the quote-unquote fandom that paleontology is developed, which I don't like at all because, on one hand, do I get, yes, that paleontology can have people having some favorites? Yes, I get it. People have favorites. But then again, you need to understand paleontology is a science where our understandings of the animals of the past are always going to change. And when that occurs, you gotta be able to understand that, yeah, when that happens, it's, it's fine. For those wondering, I'm kind of more a bit generalizing over the Suchomimus possibility of being either renamed or, being synced up with another genus, although it's a hypothesis and theoretical still, not a concrete thing that, we've proven yet. But, that's just a little thing that I wanted to ask. Anyways, yeah, sorry about that little tangent, as I get very passionate with paleontology, since I've been actually starting a few audiobooks on some discoveries between dinosaurs and birds. And honestly, it's quite good. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. All the copyright belongs to Aliwana for the original video, And Jurassic Park's copyright belongs to, give me a sec, to, oh boy, to Amblin Entertainment Inc. and to Universal City Studios. And anyways, let's begin. I'm just going to go over this since for those that have been watching my reactions or keeping up with my own series, I'm just going to sum it up. Velociraptor is a real species. Velociraptor anthropus is not a real species. Velociraptor mongoliensis, and I forget the other species of Velociraptor, are valid genuses. Velociraptor anthropus is not a valid genus because, in fact, the name of the creature is not Velociraptor anthropus, it's in fact Deinonychus anthropus. Long story short, some paleo artists decided to rename Deinonychus Velociraptor anthropus. Controversial in the late mid 80s because nearly every guy knew he was wrong. Michael Crichton saw that, knew he was wrong, but also saw that Velociraptor kind of was a bit of an easier thing for people to, fear more so than Deinonychus. And when creating his raptors for the book, that was the inspiration for the movie's Raptors. Spielberg had caught a bit of wind from a few paleontologists about a new big raptor coming up. Although, granted, Spielberg wasn't fully aware of it. He knew parts of it, but the paper for Utah Raptor wasn't published until after Jurassic Park released in theaters, and also Spielberg almost had Spielberg as the last name the scientific name for Utah Raptor. Spielberg could have been a name for it, but it went to Ostromai, I believe. Sorry, I'm just coming off of memory alone. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. Where we last left off, we saw a sickening scene. Well, actually, of a natural scene of cannibalism.
Okay, Sam, just approach slowly, and the headlights should scare them off. Yep, that's it. The youngest one's already headed for the holding pen.
They don't seem to care, Muldoon.
Try the horn, Sam. Yep, that'll get them moving. Mary is not happy, though.
She's being stubborn again.
Hold the horn down. That's the way.
As much as I'd like to say that what they were doing was disturbing and disgusting, you have to remember, we're coming from the human perspective here. Or if you're not a human being, then welcome to the human perspective. But pretty much, we view some stuff as being a bit taboo in nature. One of these taboo things in nature that we find very off, even though it's often a bit of a rule in nature, is cannibalism is a generally kind of accepted thing in nature in dire circumstances. Like, granted, I wouldn't say it's the correct thing to do, but it is one of those things that happens. Like if you're the same species and, you have no food left and you guys are in a dire situation and you only have limited resources, so it makes sense cannibalism would occur. And also, after expending enough energy throughout a fight, and you have a dead opponent, guess what? You got a free meal. No one to stop you from eating to satisfy the amount of calories that you lost. Although it wouldn't exactly, fill you up to the max amount of points. No, not points to the max amount that, you need to replenish your calories. It should be enough to let you survive a little bit longer than you otherwise would have. But, yeah, it's a sad situation that the Metriacanthrosauruses, ate one of their sisters, which only proves kind of my conspiracy theory that maybe that the Velociraptors have been, have been stealing their meals, considering that they said in the last vlog that Mary kept on hoarding food and, storing it away, which is telling me that, that the raptors, and since we also did see the raptor, appear to hide away in the bushes in the Metri exhibit. No, wait, was it the Metri exhibit? I don't remember which exhibit it was. But, yeah, something tells me that the raptors have been eating the food from the Metri.
Sam, I'm confused. I led them to their pen yesterday. Did you release them again?
No, Muldoon. I was on the service road and heard roaring. Sounded like they were fighting, so I approached and found one on the ground.
Okay, follow them around, please.
One would think a global pop sensation.
No. An ad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Allie, for skipping over that. I know you need ad revenue money, but look here. I'm trying to make a video reacting to your content and not to advertisements.
I don't understand how they got back into their enclosure. I locked the gate yesterday behind me. I'm sure of it.
Inside now, Muldoon. Gate's locked.
Just wait.
Maybe something happened.
Stay 1 minute for me, Sam. I want to check something. 1, 2, and 3. The young Metriacanthosaur has claimed that femur for herself. She's still gnawing on it. Wonder if she knows she's eating her sister.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that she's aware of it.
They've been together for a while now. Blasted savages. Sam, you're certain you or anyone else didn't open these gates yesterday or earlier today?
Absolutely positive, Muldoon.
Could have been the storm, since sometimes, while on the island, that, water can sometimes cause a bit of short-circuiting. Hold on a sec.
I want to take a quick look at the fence.
Knock yourself out.
There's no way I left it open.
I agree. You did not.
We might have to consider individual separation. Now we know they're cannibals. The fence looks sound to me. Maybe picked the worst weather to be doing this.
I think it's possibly due to the storm itself causing a little bit of a short circuit in the system to occur, since that can happen when you have purely electronic locks, is that when the electricity powering them gets a bit short-circuited, or, a bit kind of not in the proper conditions, it can cause a little bit of glitches and mayhem.
Sam, maybe when this rainstorm passes.
That would be a good idea, Muldoon.
John's going to love hearing this. Not much left of this girl. It is odd, though, now that I think about it, how much they consumed of her, especially after being fed a cow. You'd think they were starving.
I think that's because they are. As I've mentioned my theory a little bit more so that, yeah, that effectively, yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are being starved because they are, oh, I don't know, missing, food, because I believe that the raptors are stealing their food, so that way that leads them to starve. No wonder the youngster was so happy to munch on that sauropod had packed through, but because they're effectively being starved and they couldn't handle the pressure anymore and wanted some fresh food. And, well, just happens that their sister was, not being the most cooperative, which meant, free meal.
Granted, other animals may well have scavenged on the carcass overnight.
Agreed. I believe that the wild raptors probably did it as well, along with the compies.
However, I do remember the Metri's head was still intact when Sam was driving them away.
Yeah, that I agree
So
with
something's
as well.
definitely... Unless...
Hi, Muldoon.
Morning, Jerry. I need your opinion. Komodo dragon.
You found one on Nublar?
No. But is it the Komodo that has a septic bite, or am I thinking of another animal altogether?
No, you're right. Komodo dragons possess tissue necrotizing bacteria in their mouths.
Their bites begin dissolving their prey.
Correct.
Jerry, we had an incident last night.
Oh my god. I mean, I have to give props to Iwata for keeping this honestly realistic within the scientific knowledge that they had in the 90s, but it was thought for a long while that Komodo dragons were unique with having a thing called a septic bite, when in reality, it took us a little while longer to realize, oh, they also had venom glands, which, and to be fair, nearly every carnivore ever has a form of a septic bite, because they eat mainly meat, and sometimes they scavenge. But yeah, let's see. Although this is accurate for the 90s, but for the modern era, where we've had advanced our technological views and understanding of these animals, we know that Komodo dragons don't actually have any of the tissue stuff that they're discussing here, because in reality they actually just had very well hidden what you called venom glands, and was actually more of a venomous creature than we originally thought. But yeah, the septic bite theory just being applied to Komodo dragons is not true in the slightest, because literally any animal that's ever eaten a bunch of raw meat, is gonna have a bit of a bite that can always get a bit infected. Although the reason why that Komodo dragons in particular were thought to have more septic bites was because right after a Komodo dragon would bite like a buffalo or something, buffalo will go into the water, which mixed with the venom, preventing blood clotting, and also going into a bunch of dirty water. Water is the buffalo's, defense response. It causes more bacteria to arrive, and also then to begin, sepsis, which is not a thing that any human being should go through or look up. It's not pretty, and also if it ever happens to you, I am sorry that it did, and I hope that you're at least able to keep whatever is left of the thing that you had sepsis on.
The Metriacanthosaurs seem to have turned on one of their own.
You're kidding.
I wish I was. I'm looking at the carcass right now.
God.
It's been stripped down pretty clean.
And you think they've got a septic bite? Remember, Muldoon, compies, for example, would have taken the opportunity to scavenge.
Absolutely, Jerry, though it can't all be the compies. Some bones have signs of chewing, which a compy's jaw is incapable of. Plus, they seem to be here more for the flies anyway.
If you believe the Metries have a septic bite, you know what you need to do, don't you?
God, no, Jerry.
Exactly. Saliva collection.
I'm not going anywhere near any one of their mouths. The footage from Halloween night was unremarkable, to say the very least. The usual critters attended to the carcass: possums, compies, rodents. But they did what they had evolved to do. They slowly nibbled away at the Metriacanthosaur.
No, I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care about that stuff, Heinz. Sorry. Let's go.
There's still the mystery as to how the Metriacanthosaurs left their holding pen. Now, I've double-checked the pen fence in the light of day, and nothing seems out of order. There's only one way to control the pen gates, and that's over here in the handler's corridor. These electric controls maintain the Metriacanthosaur paddock, as well as the Dilophosaur enclosure, with their respective holding pen. There are no cameras facing this switch box, so I can't tell who opened the Metri pen. Sam said he didn't, and I believe him. Control issued an alert to all personnel that the Metris are to remain within their holding pen until the apatosaur on the river is removed and the fence is back online. The only thing I'm concerned about is the power outage possibly affected more electronic gates like the holding pen here, but no.
It possibly did. I'm saying possibly because, well, I mean, in maybe the next log or two, since I forget which one shows it, but I do know that there was some other interference that wasn't human related or environment related that caused the fence to short circuit. I'm not going to spoil it now, but I'm just saying that I know what it is and honestly want to keep fun speculation and also not to spoil it for other people.
No one's flagged this as down. But the electronics are enclosed here, so I'm not worried about rain affecting the circuitry. The youngster's teeth are still causing her trouble.
I don't think that it necessarily would, because when you're in this, because I would see this, because unlike mammals, where, you know, mammals have two sets of teeth, baby teeth and adult teeth. I forget the actual term for the mammalian teeth of juvenile teeth and, you know, actual adult teeth. But pretty much dinosaurs, like nearly all archosaurs, which also include the families of pterosaurs and also crocodilians. And although granted, crocodiles are pretty far down that branch, same as like some birds as well, but you get what I mean. You know, it's kind of like crocodiles and you know, sharks. You know, if they lost a tooth or so, guess what? Another tooth would regrow. Would grow back in its place. If a tooth gets chipped or damaged, but, you know, isn't out of the socket, it remains there until it gets knocked out. Well, man, just give me a sec. When that occurs, when the tooth is, you know, broken off, then a new tooth would come and replace it. However, I would only see that the chewing behavior would actually only really coincide with maybe hatchlings, and maybe hatchlings becoming only small versions of the juveniles. Like, in the transitionary stage between hatchling and juvenile. That's really when I can see them doing the chewing gesture. More so because that would probably be when they're on their own and have a little bit of time to try to get their teeth a bit more sharp, but they don't require like constant like a sharpness check like how mammalian teeth do, because we have because the reason why wolves and dogs chew on bones and stuff is to help strengthen both their jaws, teeth, and also keep their teeth sharp and not dull. Whereas dinosaurs, including, the clade of dinosaurs called aves, which is, birds, because birds are dinosaurs. That is a fact. That is true. True. I mean, they're not avian. Well, they're not the non-avian dinosaurs, but they are a part of Dinosauria as a whole, and are a family branch on there, which means, yeah, that they are, in the relative sense, more as dinosaurs, the same way how humans are still mammals. That's just a way of how I can make that comparison. Anyways, yeah. Find it
The footage
strange.
of the holding pen showed the gate opening a little earlier that night, before Sam had witnessed the cannibalism. Mary, of course, is then seen leading the group out into their enclosure. But after that, I couldn't make out what spurred on the attack.
It was probably a hit plan. Oh no. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't need this, advertisement stuff. I'm here just trying to enjoy some spooky Jurassic Park analog horror. I love. Ooh, back to the Triceratops. Let's see.
Well,
Hammond.
There's definitely a sight you don't see every day. Hammond in the field amongst his creations. Poor bugger looks completely out of place. Old billionaire in white sticking out like a sore thumb in the wild.
Yep. He definitely is sticking out in the wild, and definitely... Wait, what is he doing so close next to that Triceratops? Allie, if you do me a favor and have the trike, impale him, I think that would be good. Because overall, this version of Hammond's more akin to the novel version, which is really a greedy, not great guy, and that honestly causes a whole lot of issues in the novel. And Aliana's universe is a mixture between the novels, films, and his own ideas, which are very good, honestly.
At the very least, he's seeing these animals in real life and not through a computer screen. Probably giving Harding an earful.
Hammond.
Good morning, John.
Ah, Robert. How are you, good sir?
Fantastic.
I'm with Jerry. I tell you what, Robert. This past month has been quite depressing.
Is that so?
What with all these losses, 8 raptors down to 3, all the new pliosaurs, a cooked compy, a brontosaurus, a
Metriacanthosaur.
Yes, that one. And now one sick triceratops.
Yeah, such a long list of events that occurred in the past few months. Well, obviously the big one, taking out all the other raptors, then all the events we saw, occurred on there, not to mention a stegosaur dying. Also, we get to see the trike being tended to by Jerry Harding. Didn't we actually ever get to see Jerry up and close in person yet? So I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if I don't know that this is necessarily the worst thing, because I don't know, several people also died.
She's been sick for a while, actually. and I thought you were going to refer to your other losses.
My other losses?
Oh, you know, all the human casualties we've had.
Oh, Robert, you know very well I consider them losses. Very personal losses, in fact. I'm referring to park assets.
I mean, in some ways, I can understand it, but in other ways, I would say the priorities should be, human lives over the assets, because, let's face it, the assets are assets. People are people. You're not going to be able to, continue on your park if you want to make a good amount of money by, keeping a bunch of animals in conditions where they, get to kill and exploit and kill people, which isn't good. And also causes so many issues for, potential lawsuits, potential, bad press articles being released, which, if I know anything about early 90s news, which, unfortunately, I know a lot about, they're about to enter in the era of beginning to non-stop cover the news and also beginning to become massive influence dividers in America. Because I kid you not, we used to have a time before I was born, we used to have actually a pretty sane and reasonable channels where they would disclose all of their biases, report on facts, keep everything honest, and now it's really just hard to tell who's trying to pull the wool over your eyes faster than the other person can, while also trying to make the other person seem crazy and not reasonable. I wish I was sponsored by Ground News, but I'm not, so yeah, it's tough.
I don't know, John. I'd consider Manuel and Gonzalez and Mendez and...
Yes, of course, Robert.
Oh.
And also the guy from the boat that we don't know yet.
Well, that's good then, John.
It's very different standing here with them.
Bit different to seeing them on a spreadsheet, isn't it, John?
I'm just happy these herbivores are nice and placid enough to have park guests approach and pat them.
What? Alright, look. I get most people have this assumption just because that the animals are herbivorous, that means that they're friendly. Oh boy, do I have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn if I have to tell you, if you believe that herbivores are friendly and can't do no wrong, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. And I might be also using some snake oil to also help you get cured of so many other stuff. But I have to tell you how ludicrous that is. Look. Most herbivores are not going to let anyone near them. I say most because at the same time there are some exceptions to that rule, especially if they're, the animal handlers that have been handling and been around them for a while and have at least some form of knowledge to notice when herbivores aren't exactly being, in their friendly moods or nice moods, because for a lot of people it's hard to tell that. And for a lot of other people, it can also be not exactly a good thing. But, yeah. I just have to say, hippos kill more people in Africa each year than lions and leopards do. And other big three. Well, actually, the big five of Africa that kill humans. Elephants are also pretty high on that list, along with buffaloes as well. Which, yeah. In case you can't tell, herbivores are not friendly. The only reason why this dinosaur is more friendly towards humans is because currently it's on a lot of sedative medication that's effectively making it akin to being on like some form of morphine, where it's kind of drugged out to the point where it can't really react, can't really do too much, unless it's something really, life or death, or spooks it, or will cause it to be able to get up. But no, the sedative is effectively is part of a tranquilizer thing. So it's only calm, or seemingly so, just because, currently it's, being treated for whatever is causing its sickness. Yes, I'm aware it's berry poison. Poison is West Indian lilac berries, because that was established in the films. In fact, there was even a finished deleted scene that was cut from the movie, which is why you see Lex and Tim. I believe it's just Tim holding rocks when it cuts to showing near the thunderstorm approaching the island before it cuts to Gennaro from Ellie and Alan, who explain, the gasteroid theory of why some dinosaurs, ate some stones to help mush up, the excess food in their guts, which, do I doubt that that's happened in a lot of animals? Yeah, I believe it. However, I don't believe it necessarily would have occurred for either Triceratops or Stegosaurus like in the book. But then again, we barely know, if they would have or not. So I would say it's a fair assumption to say maybe they could have, because after all, small rocks in your gut helping you, chew up food, because they can't move their mouths side to sides like mammals can, so they can't chew necessarily their food that well. So by having the gasteroids there, the stones that they would eat, it helps mush up the food for them, and then they would spit out the rocks. So it's possible that we haven't found one for some herbivores that haven't fossilized with them. Some herbivores that have fossilized with them mainly include some sauropods. It's pretty interesting.
You're joking.
Not at all, Robert. We'll have a safari-style exhibition where tour vehicles can drive through the herbivore exhibits.
John.
Picture it, Robert. Kids reaching from the vehicle windows and touching creatures that have only lived in their imaginations.
As much as I would like to say, yeah, that would be awesome, at the same time, I also have to say, the lawsuits, on the other hand, are not going to be awesome as well.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
I agree with Muldoon.
Everything sounds like a horrible idea to you, Robert. I said the herbivores, not the carnivores. I'm not senile.
I mean, look, at least with the carnivores, you can at least ration that they're doing it because A, they're either hungry or territorial. With the herbivores, they have another reason. Other besides territorial and being, protective. They also can perceive you as a threat that needs to be eliminated. Whereas a carnivore you can possibly scare off by making yourself, be not worth the effort for them to eat. Because expanding on amounts of unnecessary energy isn't worth it.
I don't remember you ever approaching the elephants at Animal Kingdom in Africa, John. Herbivores.
John, can you please ask Muldoon if he can come check on her later? I want him to return today. Robert, Jerry says please check on this asset.
Animal.
A little later. He's given her an injection.
Will do.
Oh no. Why do I keep getting these weird ads? What? I'm not sure.
Chirping?
Yeah, like bird chirps at that door.
Well, I'll have to have a look down there again.
If you go, tell me and I'll go with you. How was the surgery?
Apparently it was chaos. Harding's going to show me something now, so I'll find you later, Robbie.
Okay, sure.
Wait.
Bye.
Then the Daiwo right there? Hold on a sec. When me look back.
Apparently it was chaos. Harding's going to show me something now, so I'll find you later, Robbie.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that looks like the
Bye.
Daiwo. For those wondering, alright, so in the novel, and also in the films, the Dilophosaurus is specifically referred to as Dilophosaurus Laterali. What Aliana did, which was a bit genius on his behalf, was to also combine the quote-unquote second species of Dilophosaurus, being Dilophosaurus sinensis, which at the time of, them, being in the 90s would have been a correct name for the animal. Now it's known as Sinosaurus sinensis, because it lived in China and not North America. But Sinosaurus triassicus also existed, which was a little bit bulkier and bigger than the sinensis. But pretty much what I'm getting ahead of myself is that in the novel, the Daiwo is full on, full like almost near paleo accurate Daiwo, just only slightly bigger, and also, being able to spit venom. In the films, they also added the frill along with the venom spray, and unfortunately for Nedry, he gets eaten by, a juvenile. However, due to a lot of people not knowing that it was a juvenile that was hunting him, they assumed that was the actual size for Dilophosaurus, and that got annoying, although the Lost World tried fixing it by showing some panels with Dilophosaurus, being its, novel size, which is accurate because Dilophosaurus was a pretty big animal. In fact, it was the apex of its region. But anyways, go and watch the Muldoon logs. Well, at least my reaction to the novel Dilophosaurus, because there I go way more into detail about it, but just to let you guys know. Alright, so movie version is the sinensis species, which is now Sinosaurus sinensis, and novel variant is Dilophosaurus sweateroi, the actual variant.
How is she, Jerry?
She's sedated, and my guess is she's got another hour minimum.
So they found them then?
They found them all right. Bilateral glands inferior to the tongue in a pocket in the mandible.
Ooh.
That's good then, Jerry. Now we have evidence of their dangerous capabilities.
I think we got all the evidence we could hope for, Muldoon.
That's good.
Come check this out.
Ooh.
Easy. Keep the incision narrow. We're not here to butcher the specimen.
Beginning retraction.
Retractor. More delicate. Around the laryngeal tissue, please. If venom production exists, it'll be somewhere in this region.
There's significant vascularization here.
Yes, I can see that. Suction.
Suction ready.
Tissue's unusually dense.
Fascinating.
Heart rate stable.
Carefully now. I want the membrane exposed intact.
I'm trying, Dr. Wu, but the musculature's tightening.
It's reflexive. The animal's fully sedated.
Respiration dipping slightly.
Increase oxygen flow.
There's a sac-like structure here.
Hold that position. Don't rupture it.
Recording marker 1422.
This may be it. Magnify the field.
It's connected deeper than we thought.
Yes, there's glandular tissue beneath.
Sir, throat movement.
That's
Oh, no.
impossible. Sedation levels are well
It's
above.
convulsing.
Hold the head still.
Jaw movement.
Damn it, restraint slipping.
I think they accidentally hit a nerve.
Doctor, it got Alfie. It got him in the face.
My eyes. Jesus Christ, my eyes.
Get
First of all, I have to say, that is a very calm individual for getting hit in the face with that. And secondly, I'm pretty certain that Aliata's version of Dilos don't have the frill, which I'm very, very happy about, because I hated that stupid frill in the Dadin. Is it a nice spectacle? Yes. But I don't like it because it never existed on the animal itself. And wasn't even a thing even in the novels. But I get when you're trained in a field, the worst thing to do, especially if you get a substance in your eye, in either chemicals or science, is to, panic, and that can potentially make it, way worse. So that kind of makes a bit of sense for not wanting to, for not wanting to panic and move around, to accidentally cause the burning to get worse. But if this is anything like the film's version of Venom, for at least the Sinensis version, that means this guy would at least be able to partially recover his vision. If it was the novel's variant, or the letter I, aka the true Dilophosaurus, Saurus's Venom, then I have some bad news. You won't be seeing again.
Jesus Christ, my eyes.
Get water on him now. Flush immediately.
Yes.
He's bleeding.
It burns. It
Move
burns.
him away from the table.
The animal's thrashing, restraint failure on the left side.
More sedative now.
Dosage?
I don't care. Double it.
I can't see.
Keep its mouth shut.
Watch the head. Watch the head.
It struck Alfie.
Get it off me.
Push the table back. Back.
Sedative loaded.
Inject through the thigh. Don't go near the neck.
Bleeding from the
I
incision.
said hold it still.
Injection in.
Again.
Pulse climbing rapidly.
Again.
It's slowing.
Keep everyone back.
Somebody help.
Continue flushing his eyes. Do not stop.
Yeah, that's where the
Animal
pain's going to be.
stabilizing.
Stop the recording.
Recording terminated. 14:27.
The Chevy Equinox doesn't miss a beat.
Sorry, Chevy, I'm not here for you. No. Why do I keep getting these weird ads? I'm sorry.
What was Wu doing in there?
He flew a special team in from the US to conduct the surgery and had them sign an NDA rather than letting the park vet stand in, at the very least.
Did the sedative wear off during the surgery, Jerry?
No, it spat completely involuntarily. The surgeons must have touched something in the area, and the Dilo spit, hitting one of them in the face.
Ooh.
Help me move her, Muldoon.
I completely forgot, Robbie.
It's fine, Muldoon.
Jerry asked me to check on her again, and it utterly left my mind.
I'll head there now.
Thank you, Robbie.
No worries. Have a good night.
Night, Robbie. It does make me nervous that a Metri was eaten, and what's more, they are now forced to be cooped together in their holding pen in constant proximity to each other until that river fence is fixed. Ray Arnold has assured me the Metri count is still 3, but I've long given up on those computers. I'll take my own head count, thank you. There's Mary and her sister,
All right. That's
and the youngster is
Where's the
where
youngster?
exactly?
she in the corner? Where is she? Oh. That's not good. I thought those were electrified. But considering how much they were being chewed upon, I don't think that they were. In case you guys don't know, that is very, very bad.
No
Not a
way.
situation you want to be in.
Oh,
Because
God.
now you have a loose carnivore.
Oh, Christ.
I wouldn't be there any further, Muldoon. Wait, Robbie? Ooh, you get to see Robbie's perspective. I see Roberta's up and running. Alright, Robbie, let's go check on that sixth strike. But I like how we are getting these more perspectives here. It's kind of interesting. Oh, whoops. Come on, let's keep going. The trike seems to be doing good.
Hey, girl.
She seems to be fine.
Poor thing.
Huh? What's going on with the raptors? Huh? Oh. They're courting. Wait a sec. Robbie doesn't know that.
What are you two doing?
They're doing a courtship. For giving. Interesting. Both are female. Both haven't seemed to notice him yet. Alright. They either have to be noticing him just now or not. This is interesting. What are you doing? Oh, yes, I know it's a courtship. Seeing this is very, very confusing. Ooh. What was that? Oh, that's not good. Trike is moving away. That's never a good sign. Especially if a sedated animal decides to run away from what you can't perceive as danger.
Okay, not good. Just back away slowly,
Agreed.
Robbie. Keep your
Agreed,
eyes on the
Robbie.
enclosure. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's not good, Robbie. Anyways, that was amazing. Alright, final thoughts. Oh boy. I have to say, I loved the lore, how he ought to build throughout his characters and throughout his storytelling. It's very impressive, and honestly, ironically enough, this is some of the best stuff seen in the Jurassic Park franchise in a long while, because I'll admit, although the Jurassic World films I enjoy, although I don't find them to be masterpieces or really anything brilliant, to be honest, I just find them to be something that's sad for the franchise, actually, to be entertainment swap, which is unfortunate because it shouldn't. The franchise that gave us Jurassic Park and the Lost World should give us ideas for stories. Like, even Jurassic Park 3, although for a while, yeah, it does get hate for some of the stuff shown in it. But at the same time, even though that they were rushed and were filming and making up the script, like, throughout the process of shooting, they at least still had kind of decent writing for it. But yeah, this is kind of strange. Strange, but in a good way. Good way where effectively Aliata's out competing the literal, well, to Universal actually's ability to make good Jurassic Park films, which isn't that hard to do. You just gotta try a little harder with story and not try to go with whatever the executives want for marketing or for advertising or for what else. As there is actual real potential between them, between the stories and whatnot, as it actually makes quite a lot of sense and also is quite good. Anyways, let's see what else. Once again, I can't stress this enough. All of the copyright belongs to Aliata. All of Jurassic Park's copyright belongs to Universal City Studios, LLC, and to Emblem Entertainment, Inc. And please, for the love of God, go down into the description, click on the original video, watch it all the way through, leave a like and comment on Aliata's channel, subscribe and join if you're able to, and help him out, because honestly, if we keep giving him more support, we keep getting more and more better videos, which are good. And with more and more, this actually makes quite a lot of sense. Anyways, yeah. I thought this episode was good overall, and honestly, I can't wait for any more. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.